Hafaday! Welcome to Humanities Guahan's Art+Ideas workshop, Sustainable Floral Art with Simeon Palomo. Simeon will demonstrate 3 arrangements using local plant materials, many of which can be replanted or used. Let's join Simeon at Eka Gardens, where he grows these plant materials and finds inspiration for his art.
So we have a 3.5-acre flower farm. All of our arrangements are comprised of plant materials that we grow in this farm. Eka Gardens is actually named after the family, familian Eka. That's my husband Alejandro Valoria's family. His grandfather used to farm here, Antonio Blas, before the war. He lived in Hagatna prior to World War II, and he would walk from Hagatna to Bazogu every day to grow corn. This place used to be filled with corn. So Alan's grandfather, Antonio Blas, would grow corn to make aguardiente, which is moonshine. This is before the war. This is Toro, our carabao, or water buffalo. He's an integral part of the farm because he cuts the grass. And we also use his manure as fertilizer. So he's a very important part of our whole life in Eka Gardens. When I walk around, even in the jungle, I will run across some laddie. And usually because I'm so busy looking for plants, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, wow, there's laddie. So out of respect, I try not to go through it. I always pay respect and go around it, but it always happens when I'm in the jungle and I'm so preoccupied. And then this whole place is littered with laddie. But we respect it, so we just want to keep it as it is. When we first planned to build the house, and I noticed that the laddie sets are in the garden, I wanted to make sure to protect the laddie. And from the laddie is where we started planning around the laddie, our garden and the house itself. But our first priority was to protect the laddie. And living here in Bazogu, I think we feel responsibility to protect our heritage. These laddie have been here for centuries or thousands of years, and it's really up to us as stewards to make sure that future generations will also know our history and know our culture through the laddie. The importance of Eka Gardens is that we are growing everything ourselves. We're not relying on imports. Everything is grown locally on our island. And I hope more people will start growing their own local plant materials rather than importing tropicals from off island. What I'm going to make is an arrangement using this mason jar. Then I'm going to fill it up with these stems from some heliconias. And then I'm also going to use some crotons. A choti, this is actually seed pod. We use the seeds to make red rice, chamorro red rice. And then I'm also going to use some pandanus leaves. This is one of our favorites, Song of India. Everyone should grow these, Song of India. And then this old-time orchid. A lot of people from Guam used to grow this, and that's it. Okay, so first I'm just gonna fill it up with the stems because we don't use floral foam, so we just use the stems from our flowers that we are gonna actually use in the arrangement. So this is the stem. I'm just breaking it up into creating more stems. Let me see right here. See this one, I'm just gonna separate it. So instead of 1, there's 4. So I'm gonna gather all these stems, just go like this. Now all I do is just take maybe 4 or 5 stems, fill it up, and I'll just start cutting. I've been making flower arrangements for over 30 years, and I'm not sure When I first started making flower arrangements, I used to use the floral foam, but you know, when you stick it in the foam, then once you stick it in, it's, you know, you can't rearrange it. So I just felt that the stems is more flexible because you can always take them out, and it's, you know, it's sustainable. So I'm just going to fill them up with the stems, and we use the stems of the golden torch, and we use the stems from the ginger. So, okay, so now I think I have enough stems, but what I'm going to do is, because you know it's a clear, I want to add a little color to the arrangement, to the container. So I'm going to use the, oops, croton. All you do is just roll it, put it in the container. See how it already adds color and some kind of design. And I'm just going to roll it again. Let's go see how it looks. Okay, let me add maybe 2 more. Let's see how it looks. Okay, then I actually the leaf went over the rim. So now all I do is I'm going to just reinsert the stems, but I'll just do it carefully. See, like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to insert some more. Once the container is filled with stems and I lined it with the croton, we always add water, because when I start adding the plants, I want to make sure there's always water. Oops, let's just fill it up. Okay. So when I'm creating, I usually start from the back, like a wall. So I'm going to use the pandanus, and one at a time, I'm just going to insert a pandanus. Okay, and then let me see the height, maybe right here. I'll just fold it like that and cut like that. Okay, then I'm just gonna maybe add 2 more. Okay, this is the middle and it's the highest, so let me try to cut right there. Okay, 1 more. Let me see, like right. Okay, see, so now I added like a height in the back on a wall. Then I'm just gonna take the achoti. See the achoti? It's gonna add color and volumes. Just gonna cut maybe right there. Okay. See how it adds volume and color and texture. And then I'm gonna, something on the sides to add width. Just going to take this Song of India. Everyone should go Song of India, because you can just put this in a soil and it'll root and it grows year round. Let's see that. Okay, and then last but not least, we're going to take this orchid, and we can actually insert it inside the seed pod. Okay, and this is it. So when you get one of our arrangements, we always like that you can extend the life of the plant materials. For example, this Song of India, you can actually transplant it as a cutting. For the achoti, these are seed pods, so you can actually wait until it gets brown, and then you can actually use the seeds to grow seedlings for the achoti. Okay, I like to use recycled and repurposed containers, and here is it's a container to hold your kitchen utensils. But look, it's nice. It's got a shiny metallic. This one is a whey protein powder plastic container. This is just a coffee mug. And this one is for your Japanese sake. Okay, so for this whey protein powder container, I'm just gonna cut maybe from here. You can see a line right here. Ooh. Okay. You don't have to be precise as long as you follow the this indentation, because the plant materials are going to go over the rim. So, but just cut it as close as possible. Okay, there you go. See, it's a nice shape, nice color. And then all I'm going to do now is fill it with stems. So I might use thicker stems. Okay, let me just do this. To cut, I just lean the pruner against the rim so that it's always the same height. These stems are actually from a heliconia that's not in season, but because I needed a lot of stems, I would just maybe just cut one from the patch. Okay. And then, okay, so it's filled with the stems. And then the good thing is that these stems, you know, they have holes, so it's not that tight. I mean, it's tight, but, and now I'm just going to fill it up with water. Okay, so for this arrangement, I'm going to use this yucca, and I can see it right over here on this side. Then I'm going to use the pink ginger. I'm going to use the this dwarf tea plant. Then for the other side, I'm going to use the bromeliad. So on one side is the yucca, and the other side is the bromeliad, just to add width and volume. Okay, I'll put that there. And I'm also going to use this ground cover. So this is another example of our sustainability motto. So when you receive this arrangement, you can actually just plant this on the ground and it'll start spreading as a ground cover. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to use Song of India. Okay, so I will first insert the yucca. And this yucca you can even transplant. So a lot of the plants in this arrangement you can actually transplant. Okay, so this side is the yucca, the other side is the bromeliad. Okay, and then let's add some color. Let me see right there. Ooh, let's see. I wonder if that's too tall. Oh, it's not bad. Oops. Just, I'm cutting it to be almost the same height. 1, 2. I like to do odd numbers. So just cut that. Okay, so see how the color separates the two plants? Then maybe we'll add this dwarf. Oops, maybe not there. Let's see if it's good over here. Oh, right there. Okay. Okay, and then let's add, because this is green, we'll add some Song of India over here, which is yellow and green. I don't have a set design in my head, but when I see what plants I have and the shape and the color, that's what determines how okay. Now you see down here, now I have, what I call this are gaps. So I'm going to add something down here to fill it. And let me add more Song of India. See how it covers the, okay. I'll cut this Song of India, just remove these leaves. And then oops, one right here. Okay. And now I need something right here. Something So maybe I'll use torch to add little heights. Let me cut it down a little. Okay, then add even more height. I'm just going to take the pandanus. This time I'll cut it maybe this way. Cut it. I'll take 3. Two. Space it out and okay. And add one last pandanus. I think this is it. So for this container, you see it's a white cylinder. It's about maybe 8 inches tall. So I need something at least 1.5 times taller than the container. So this is where the pandanus comes in. Then I wanted something to add width. So we have the yucca on this side and the bromeliad on this side. And then that's in terms of the shape and the size. And then all we do is just add plants within it. And if you notice that I just lumped them all together. So instead of like like adding a flower, foliage, flower, I like to group them together just to emphasize the plant's shape, color, and texture. So if you notice that the gingers are together, and then the Song of India, and then the pandanus. So I don't like to mix it, instead I want to emphasize the shape and the color and the texture of each plant. So what I use for this arrangement is, of course, the base is the banana trunk, and then it's the ceramic container is filled with the leaves, the stems of the banana trunk. And then I added on the top a choti, Song of India, and bromeliads, and of course the pugu leaves. And then on the lower level, I've got golden torch heliconia. Then this is heliconia latispata, the bazogu, the Song of India, a choti, the calachucha or plumeria, the fafalu, and then you have more pugu leaves on the back, and you've got pink ginger, you've got this ground cover, you've got papaza or papaya, and I think that's it. So these are papaza or papaya, and these grow wild in the jungles, and I use them for arrangements. I'm going to clean them up, but these papazas, you can actually use them to tenderize the meat. You can use it to feed the pigs. You can use it in soup, in our kadu. A lot of uses, but for today, I'm going to use them in our arrangements. So at Eka Gardens, we grow bananas for our flower arrangements, and we also grow bananas to eat. This is called fafalu, which is the banana flower. Chamorros use the banana flower or fafalu to make like salads, some kind of dishes. Okay, now I'm actually going to use these as stems to fill the container. Try to use as many parts of the banana. Safety first. We've also used this. You can use this as a placemat. See how it's I just cut down this banana trunk, and maybe some people are concerned that, wow, it's just wasted a whole banana trunk, but it actually comes back out. And actually, if I cut this, another sprout will come out here. So it's like pruning. It's So these are the stripped down banana leaves. So now I'm going to use them as the stems to fill the container. I'm going to make an arrangement like a centerpiece. It's going to be tall. It's going to look like a palm tree. And it'll be good for like if you're having a party and it's a centerpiece, whether you have food or decorations, but it's going to be like maybe this tall. And I'm going to be using a banana trunk. And then to fill the container, I'm going to be using the stems from the banana leaves. And then for the top, I'm going to be using the puga leaves, the hagun puga. And then I'm going to be adding other plant materials. Okay, so this is the banana trunk, and it's porous and it actually holds liquid. So if you do poke a plant into it, it'll keep it watered or hydrated. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fill it up with stems. Okay. So this is the stem from the banana leaves. So I'm just going to, again, fill them with the stems. And I'm using this ceramic container because it's heavy. And it'll hold, because you don't want the arrangement to be top heavy. So you need a base that's, pretty sturdy. Okay, I'm just gonna dump it and cut some more. Okay, I'm gonna see if it's gonna, I'm just gonna put back the banana trunk. And I'm putting it in the back of the container so that I can use this area to add the plants. If I put it in the front, then it's, but I'd rather, so I have more space because the banana trunk takes up this much space, so you only have this much for arrangements or plant materials. Okay, so now I'm just gonna insert the stems. Oh, one more, and then now I want to make it tight. I want to make it secured, so I'm just gonna start. Maybe just, and don't be afraid to just push it down, and then, so because you want it secure so that the banana trunk won't move. Okay, see, so then maybe I'll add some back here just to secure the banana trunk. Okay, so that's the base. Now I'm going to add the leaves of the betel nuts or hagun puga. And let me see, so I would like it maybe this high. So I would cut maybe right here, because you want to insert it at least maybe 2 inches inside the banana trunk. And, oops, take out these leaves. And, okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take this leaf, this is the master, and what I'll do is I'll just use it to cut the other leaves. So, oops. Okay, so they can all be the same height. Okay, so they're all cut the same length, and I'm just going to insert them. So I can just, and this is where you create the palm tree effect. Okay, you can even do it at an angle. There. Maybe I can just put it over here. Okay, and then I can add some stuff over here and down here. So I'll start with the bottom, and let me see. Here's the fafalu, and I'm just going to insert it. It can be maybe on this side. Sometimes you would have to take out a stem, and then you just insert fafalu. Okay. And then for the other side, maybe over here. I'm not sure yet. Ooh, cut these. Okay, let me just add some color. So let's add these two calachucha. Okay. And then this ground cover, I'll just cut that. Let me just add it on both sides. So this is called Bazogu. It is a seed pod, and it's a vine that grows in the jungles of Guam. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add it to the arrangement. So I'm going to take the Bazogu, I'm just going to add it around the container. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can just insert it like this. Get some heliconias. 3. So if you notice that I have dark colors, and then to add pop of color, then I would insert colorful flowers to just balance it. And I'm bunching them together. I like to just bunch the flowers together just to show that, you know, like as if they're growing together. And also because it's a centerpiece, you don't want to make it too wide because you're going to have some whatever's on the table. So you don't want it spread out too much. Here's another heliconia. I'm just going to add it over here. So I'm just going to turn it around because it's a centerpiece, so you need to do both sides. So let's try it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add these young betel nut leaves. So these are just a younger version of this. I'll just put them in here for now. And as you can see, I'm bunching them again. So I still have a gap right here. I call this a gap, so you just have to fill in the gap. So I'm going to add these wild papayas. And I'm using these skewer sticks. You can get it at any dollar store. All I do is insert it. Be careful. And then let me see if it's going to be the right height. If not, I'm going to cut the skew. Oh, there. Okay. And of course, later you can use this to, like I said, you can tenderize meat. You just skin it, take out the seeds, cut it up, put it in your soup, and the meat will be very soft. Okay, let's see now. Okay. So I just got some bromeliads, and this is an air plant, so you don't need any water. All you have to do is just insert it into the banana trunk. Insert it here on both sides. Then I'm going to add this achoti. This will be the focal point of maybe like right here. So I'll just cut it maybe right there. Whoops, and I'll just insert it. And you don't really need to add a lot of flowers or anything. All I'm going to do is add Song of India and then just finish the top. So I'm going to just now, again, I call them gaps. So these are just, I'm just going to fill this side and this side. And then fill whatever gaps, just call them gaps, just with plants. And then I'll be done. Oops. Whoa. I'm inserting them into the banana trunk so it'll keep it hydrated so it won't wilt. Let me just turn it around. And I'll do the other side. There. See, that's a gap right there. So just, and just pull it down. Okay. I'll turn it over. Okay, let me see. Where's the front? Okay. Now let me see. Okay, so there's a gap over here. I might add something here. So let me just, then right here, see these little gaps? I'll just add Song of India. And one more here. This one's always the hardest one. They're more sturdy, okay, but, and see they're like, okay, they're, okay, right there. One more right here. Now the back. I'm gonna add some pink ginger. There. There. Just add color to the other side. One more pink ginger. Okay. Let me just add. I'm gonna take the golden torch just like this one. I'll just add, make it shorter. Sometimes you think it's a good idea, but it's okay, you can take it out. So I'm just taking it out. It just didn't work. And I'm just gonna fill in these parts with Song of India, and then sometimes you gotta just say, okay, it's done. So I call these, I'm husking them. Just husk the, don't be afraid to just pull the leaves from the Song of India. Okay, that one's already done. So just grab, there, so now it's ready. See this gap right here? Then I'm just gonna add something different, a Song of India. Right there. And right there. Okay, this one is gonna be hard, okay. Okay, then I'll turn it around. Okay. Here's another gap right here. So just take Song of India again. And one more. And then see the contrast, the light and the dark, so that's good. Okay, I think we're pretty much set. Okay, then see right here, I can just actually, just to add contrast, because it's dried, I'm just gonna insert Song of India there. And voila. Oops, okay. One Song of India right here. Right there. Just fill in the gaps. That's my favorite phrase, fill in the gaps. You like to show the contrast of the different colors and the shapes. So you see the dark shape, dark of the achoti, and then it's like rough, and then you got the Song of India right here. Then you got the round papayas, while he had the sharp edges of the Song of India again. Again, like this. Fafalu, and it's a dark purple in contrast to all this greenery. And you got all these colorful kalachucha contrasting the two dark, the dark purple and the brown. So after you're done with the arrangement, you can still use a lot of the plant materials. That's part of the sustainability motto. With the fafalu, you can cook the fafalu, you can cook the papaya. You can use the achoti seeds. You can replant the bromeliads. You can transplant Song of India. You can transplant this ground cover. You can actually plant the seeds of the Bazogu. For the fafalu, my mom's recipe is that you peel away at least 2/3 of these leaves, and then you'll reach a white part of it, you slice it into like an onion. You put it in a bowl, add salt, you mix it. The salt will absorb the sap. You rinse it, and then you do it again with the salt. And then you can add salt, lemon juice, coconut milk, onions, and it's a salad. And then that's what you can do after you're done with the arrangement. So this one can be used as a centerpiece. It's in the middle of a table, and you can either put food, dishes around it, or if you want, you can have people sitting around it and they're admiring the different angles of the arrangement. But it's tall to give it height, but then it's not so wide that people cannot, you cannot use the space around this area. That's why it's called a centerpiece. Because it's a centerpiece, you want to make sure that every angle you fill it up with plant materials so that the person can appreciate the 360 angle view of the arrangement. Sana ma'asi, and thank you for joining me in seeing how I create my floral arrangements. And I hope that you learned something from it, and hopefully you can start making your own tropical flower arrangements using your own plants grown in your garden, or at least hopefully I inspired you to grow more tropicals and encourage others so that we can all enjoy the beauty of our island and what we grow here.